Let's get this going.
Dragons in the skies, fire from the boughs, wisdom flowing fast, ancient temples bow, mountains echo tales, ancestors crying loud, heroes of the past, legends worn proud. On golden silk roads, history unfolds, mystics in the night, secrets they hold, great walls shadow long, warriors in rows, in the courtyard's light, a lotus flower grows. Orchids in the wind, laughter from the light, truth within the sand, sages bathed in might. Tigers leap through time, river serpentine, harmony and chaos living by design. Phoenix rise anew, feathers burning blue, forest whisper soft, mind open and true. Scrolls of hidden art, sages they confide, seeking of the jade, time won't divide. Battles lost and won, emperors do reign, people marching on, dreams still remain. Peasant to the king, stories intertwined, every single soul walking a fine line. Orchids in the wind, laughter from the light, truth within the sand, sages bathed in might. Tigers leap through time, river serpentine, harmony and chaos living by design.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. I said I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. Welcome back, guys. We are about to do What is Bahaism with a discussion on different perspectives, and we've got the legendary Nagar. Did I say your name right?
Legendary, I don't know about that.
Well,
but,
well, I just saw
that.
a message. I was going to tell you. I just saw a message in the chat. It said, someone I've not seen on the channel before said, I am looking forward to watching this stream as I saw this lovely lady speaking before in another channel that we won't mention. So you're a legend. You're a legend apparently. So
Interesting. Okay.
Did I say your name correct though? Is it Nagar or
Negar? Yes, Negar. Yes.
Nagar.
Some people spell it with an E, Negar,
Mm-hmm.
but I spell it without it. But it's pronounced Negar. It's a Persian name.
Persian name. Cool. Do you know what it means?
Yes, it means the loved one.
Oh, love it. I love it. I love it, loved one. Appreciate it. All right, awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nagar. Nagar, do you want to just give us a little background on yourself and how you got into Bahaism, just so that we have an understanding? And what is Bahaism, actually? We'll start with that one, and then how you got into it.
I prefer to call it the Bahai Faith.
The Bahai Faith, cool.
Rather than Bahaism. People do call it Bahaism. It's not wrong to call it Bahaism, but I prefer to call it the Bahai Faith.
No problem.
My background, I grew up in the Middle East, but I have lived in UK now for many years, and I'm settled here. How do I get, as a Baha'i, when you are 15, even if you grow up in a Baha'i family, you have to come to become a Baha'i yourself. You have to affirm your belief in Baha'u'llah yourself. So at 15, I declared my faith in Baha'u'llah, even though I grew up in a family which were Baha'is, and all my, neighbors and friends were Baha'is, and I knew a lot of Baha'i people.
Okay, so you said Baha'u'llah. Is Baha'u'llah the name of the god then in Baha'i?
Baha'u'llah is a name or a title, which means the glory of God. Is a person, a real person who lived in the 19th century. He was born in 1817 and he died in 1892. So he lived to be 75 years old.
Okay.
And he was a Persian nobleman. His name, or we call him Baha'u'llah because that is his title, the glory of God.
So,
and
sorry, Karen.
No, carry on.
Oh,
You ask
I was just gonna ask. So, is it similar to the way like Christians would say Jesus was the incarnation of God come down? Is that what you believe Baha'u'llah is?
uh, not really. No,
Okay.
it's not similar, but if you like, it's not. We call Baha'u'llah, or Baha'u'llah calls himself,
Mhm.
a manifestation of God.
Mhm.
Um, so, so Jesus was the name. Isa was
Mhm.
name of Jesus. In Arabic, it would have been Isa.
Mhm.
But his title, if you like, is Christ,
Mhm.
the anointed one.
I think
And the
Jesus
same,
means savior, savior, the anointed one, and his
yeah.
real name would have been Emmanuel, if you go by what the Christians say.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. In Arabic, I know he was called
Isa.
Isa.
Correct.
Um, anyway, so Baha'u'llah was called Mirza Hussein Ali.
Mhm.
It's his name when he was born with, if you like.
Oh, do you say
But
Mirza?
well, Mirza means Mister.
Okay, I did not know that. Thank you.
Yeah. And he, before the Bab Baha'u'llah came, another person came called the Bab, which means the gate.
Mhm.
And he, his mission basically was to prepare people for the coming of Baha'u'llah.
Mhm.
So he was a young man from Shiraz, a merchant,
Mhm.
and he started this faith called Babism in Iran. And a lot of people became Babis, and the government didn't understand that it was a religious movement and they were heavily persecuted. And the majority of the people who were Babis were killed. And Bab himself, after 6 years, was shot and killed.
Oh.
Yeah. But after some years from Bab's martyrdom, if you like,
Mhm.
Baha'u'llah declared himself. It's a long story. I think it's a lot of details because Baha'u'llah was exiled. Something happened in Iran and he was put in prison because he was a nobleman. They couldn't kill him because his family was important.
Mhm.
So they put him in an underground dungeon, hoping that he will die of a disease
Mhm.
in there. But he didn't die. He survived it. After 4 months, he was released and he was exiled to Iraq. So he came and lived in Baghdad for 10 years, and then people gathered around him again, came from all over Iran and Iraq to talk to him and ask him questions,
Mhm.
ask him for guidance, if you like. And the government didn't like this, so then they exiled him. And let's not forget, in the 19th century, there was something called the Ottoman Empire,
Mhm.
and it had a great deal of power in that part of the world. So the Persian Empire or Persian government asked the Ottoman Empire to exile Baha'u'llah even further from Iran. So he was exiled to Istanbul, which was the center of the power of the Ottoman Empire.
Mhm.
And then from there, he was exiled again to another corner of Ottoman Empire, which was Adrianople, or Edirne is called now.
So where is that?
It's a little town in Turkey
Okay.
on the border with Bulgaria. It's in that part of Turkey.
Mhm.
It's in the European part of Turkey. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Turkey, two parts to it. Anyway, so Baha'u'llah was exiled there for about 4.5 years. At this period, after he had declared himself, when he was in Edirne, he started writing letters to the kings and queens, Queen Victoria, King Napoleon III, Tsar of Russia, the Wilhelm, I don't know, it was different. In Prussia, it was Prussia. It
Mhm.
wasn't Germany, it was Prussia at that
Correct. Yeah.
time. So he wrote letters to him. He wrote a letter to the Pope. He wrote a letter to the presidents of America. Anyway, his influence grew again, even though he was so far away from Iran now.
Mhm.
So they wanted to exile him again. And this time they thought, they sent him to the penal colony of Akka
Mm-hmm.
in the part of Ottoman Empire. This part was still, which we call Israel now, but that time it was called Palestine or Sham.
Mm-hmm.
The whole area was called Sham because it's part of the that part of the world. So they put him in this penal colony, which was used for the worst prisoners in the Ottoman Empire, and they're hoping that he will die because it was very dirty,
Mm-hmm.
very unhygienic. There was no clean water. The food was dreadful. Anyway, all the companions of Baha'u'llah got ill,
Mm-hmm.
and many, I don't know how many exactly, but some died. And things gradually improved, and things got better, and Baha'u'llah lived there to the end of his life. So he spent from 1868 to 1892. He was living there, and he died eventually, and he's buried there. And that's it's a point of adoration for the Baha'is. The Baha'is, when they pray their obligatory prayer, they turn to where Baha'u'llah is buried in near Akka.
Mm-hmm.
That's just outside Akka.
That's just in remembrance. You're not praying to him, right?
This is a very complicated thing,
Okay.
because you are praying obviously to God,
Mm-hmm.
but our understanding of God is very limited, because Baha'u'llah explains in many passages that we as human beings are unable to fully understand God. We know he exists and we acknowledge his existence, but when we give God attributes like he is the all-merciful, the all-knowing, the all-wise, we give him these attributes because we find these to be very good attributes. And the highest form of it, we give it to God. We describe God with. We don't actually know what God is.
In
We
Baha'u'llah.
don't.
Oh, so,
Baha'u'llah is as far as we can understand God, if you like.
okay.
Okay, we as human beings, ordinary human beings, as we can understand the manifestation of God, or come to understand his writing. Let's put it more clearly. I have not had the privilege to meeting Baha'u'llah in person, because I was born many years later after he died. So my access to him is through his writing, through his teaching, through what I read about his life. That's the way I relate to him.
Okay. What would be his most important teaching for you? Just because I don't know anything about Baha'u'llah or Baha'ism.
Okay. The most important teaching of the Bahai Faith is about unity.
Oh, awesome. Like
And
it already.
Baha'u'llah, hey?
I said I like it already.
Okay. Baha'u'llah said, the world is ready to be united. And he said, the world is but one country and mankind is citizens. And he said, it's true as all these wars and conflicts they exist on the earth, but they will finish, and the great peace will come. And we as human beings, by obeying or by following the instructions of Baha'u'llah, is who is going to bring it on earth. It's not going to come by magic. We have to create it. We have to bring it about by being, first of all, peaceful inside ourselves, be at peace with other people within ourselves, as well as put in the structures which gets rid of conflict. And Baha'u'llah has got many teachings. Say one of the teachings that Baha'u'llah has is about education, that all children should be educated as compulsory education. I mean, these are things which everybody accepts now.
Yeah, but
But
back
when
then,
he said them,
yeah.
he said them in the 19th century, it was quite new. he said physical punishment should not be used for children.
Hmm.
I mean, this was quite normal to hit children if they didn't understand the lesson.
Yeah.
I mean, I experienced it myself, so I know it still goes on. If you didn't know something, you didn't learn your lesson properly, you would be beaten.
Yeah. It'd either be mum's little slipper or it'll be dad's belt. One of the two.
No, at school I'm talking.
Oh, at school.
They,
Okay.
At school, it used to be punishment. Used to be, oh, you didn't memorize that thing properly, or
Yeah,
you didn't know your
at my
times table.
At my school, they were still doing a little bit of it where they weren't allowed to, but they would do a little sometimes. They'd make you put your hand out and then they hit the hand with the ruler or something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That happened in my school. So this, another word, it's the way the world was run
Mhm.
for centuries is through fear.
Yes,
You
still
can
is.
order.
Yeah.
You can order in the world by fear, not by consent.
Hmm.
We have to change this in the world, and all of us have to want things to happen and give our consent for it to happen, not for it to be imposed on us by fear.
Hmm.
And we have to give our consent because we understand we have to cooperate together, otherwise we cannot make this world work.
No. Yeah, unity is key. We need unity because how can we work to make the world a peaceful place if we're too busy fighting each other?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
does the Bahai faith come from Islam? Is it a stem of Islam or is it its own
Well-
separate thing?
Well, it's a separate religion.
Mhm.
And one of the evidences for that is the biggest persecutor of Bahai faith is Islam.
Okay.
In Islamic countries, they have been greatly persecuted. Since the Islamic Revolution came in Iran, over 200 Baha'is were executed.
Damn.
Over 200 Baha'is are now, as we speak, in prison,
Hmm.
just because they're Baha'is, not for any other reason.
Hmm.
In places like Egypt, they had some problems because in Egypt, on the identity card, which everybody has to have, and you cannot run your life without it, is only allowed 3 religions: Christianity, Islam, and Judaism.
Oh, wow.
And Baha'is didn't want to put any of the others because that's not true. And if you left it blank, the computer, because it was computerized, wouldn't accept it.
Hmm.
So they had a real problem. And if you don't have this identity card, I think they have solved it now somehow. They leave it empty or something. You couldn't drive, you couldn't open a bank account, you couldn't get birth certificates for your children, you couldn't register your marriages, you couldn't register death.
You couldn't live. No.
You couldn't live, basically.
Yeah.
I think somehow it's been sorted out, but every so often there is a slight problem, and some new cleric comes into power and the whole thing starts again. Anyway, but at the moment it's quiet.
Why do they persecute Baha'is so much? Is it because it just goes contradictory to Islam, or is it?
No, because Islam, a lot of Muslims have this belief that Islam is the last religion. There's no other religion after Islam.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Bahai faith has come, and we claim, or Baha'u'llah says, he has brought a new revelation from God. And this is in the last 2 centuries ago. So it's a new religion after Islam. And they accept the ones before Islam, but they don't want to accept the ones after Islam.
Yeah, it's just purely.
Baha'is would say that the revelation of God is never going to finish. God, as intervals, he will send a messenger or a manifestation of God to help mankind turn to him. And because the laws, every so often, the laws that the last manifestation brought becomes not suitable for the time we live in. So we progress as a human race because of the revelation in the past. So new laws are needed to cope with the society that we create because we have progressed.
Yeah.
The society we live now is not the society people lived even 200 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very different. So new laws are necessary. So one of the things which is in Islam, for instance, a woman has half the rights of a man.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Bahai Faith, a woman has equal rights with a man. And this is again something which in certain Islamic countries is found, people find it difficult to accept, or the lawmakers find it difficult to accept. I think ordinary people have accepted it, and as you see, I don't know if you noticed in Iran, there's a lot of protests against wearing the scarf now. The women want to not to wear it anymore, not to have something imposed upon them, to choose for themselves what they want to wear.
So in Baha'i, do you have to wear scarves, or do you have any scarves or some kind of religious
No,
wear?
no laws about such things. No hijab laws. There's no hijab laws at all. I mean, the understanding in the Baha'i faith is for men and women in public to dress modestly.
For your own self-worth,
that
rather than because you're being told to.
Yeah. It's something which you do because out of respect for yourself and for others.
Okay, awesome. I'm learning a lot. So you said that he brought down revelation. What was his revelation that he brought down? Was it something that was opposite to the religions that came before, or was it just literally just the guidance, like you said?
It's the other way that Baha'is understand the revelation of God is that it's a continuous revelation from God, and all of them are related together. If Muhammad comes, he relates the stories which happened in the life of Jesus, or a life of Moses, or other prophets of God, and they are in the Quran. And the same when Jesus came, he mentions Moses and he relates stories about Moses, and they are accepted. In fact, the Christians even accept the Old Testament and is part of their Bible. So it is a continuous revelation, and Baha'is accept Buddhism and Hinduism as well. And so when we say this is a part of revelation of God in the past and going into the future, they are always going to be guidance from God to us. There was another part to your question which I forgot.
I've forgotten it as well now. I was just so focused on listening to you. It's all right. Cool. We've only got.
So you asked me what did Baha'u'llah's revelation was?
Oh yes, that's what it was.
Baha'u'llah wrote many tablets, as we call them, many books. There is a book of laws called the Kitab-i-Aqdas, and then there are these letters that I said to you. They wrote to the kings and queens. Queen Victoria, Napoleon III, the Pope, Tsar of Russia, on all these different people. So they are collected. These letters that he wrote to these people, they're collected in a book, and they're there called the Sermon of the Lord of Hosts. He wrote some other tablets about education, that I talked about having one language. This is one of the Baha'i teachings, that the people in the world should come together, that representatives from all the countries of the world should come together and choose one language, and this one language should be the common language of the world, and everybody should learn it in the world, so that when you go to another country, you will find it to be like your own country.
It doesn't say that you have to get rid of the old languages, does it? It's it's just having that common language that we all agree upon.
Yes.
I think English has become that common language that no one's really agreed on.
It seems to be. I think it got more speakers, as far as I can tell from the internet. That's the reason I learned English. It's not my first language; it's my third language.
Oh, cool.
In fact, So I learned it just because I knew that if I had access to English, I will have access to a lot of other people. I could communicate with them. Um, and I know the difficulty if you travel to another country and you don't know the language.
Yeah.
You know, if you can buy stuff and you can do commerce, this is no problem because money, you
It's numbers.
exchange it for
Yeah.
goods. But what you cannot do is what we're doing now: talk and exchange ideas. And that's what I really miss when I go somewhere but I cannot talk their people's language. I miss the fact I cannot converse with them and see what they think and how they understand things about their country, and I cannot exchange these views with them. So this is so Baha'u'llah. We say, and not they are not all translated yet. 100 volumes. The writings of Baha'u'llah is copious. It's many volumes, and about and there is a group of people who are steadily translating the writings. There's about 6 or 7 books already translated, and they are in book form, and they are available either online or as a book to buy, and they're free online. It's at Bahai.org. If you go to it, you'll find the writings of Baha'u'llah, and they're all listed there.
Amazing. So you said you pray 2 times a day. Is that correct?
No, that's complicated. No, we don't pray 2 times a day. Baha'is have a choice. You can. This is an obligatory prayer. Obligatory prayer. You have a choice of choosing a very short prayer per day, 3 or medium-sized prayer, which is said 3 times a day, or a long obligatory prayer, which is said once a day, once every 24 hours. You can choose one of the 3, and then you would say it once every 24 hours.
Yeah,
that's the thing. You read the writings of Baha'u'llah twice a day, in the mornings and in the evenings before, and this is writings, it's not prayers. It doesn't have to be prayer. It could be any writings of Baha'u'llah, the ones we got translated for English speaking people, or the ones they are in Persian or Arabic in the original language for people who could speak or read those languages. There are prayers, but at the same time there is instructions. There are many different, I can't really explain. You have to look at them yourself. There's a little booklet called The Hidden Words, and the hidden words are very short little sayings.
What's your favorite saying from the
Hidden words?
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite saying is this one. O Son of Spirit, the best beloved of all things in my sight is justice. Withhold not thyself therefrom, if thou desirest me, and neglect it not, that I may confide in thee. By his aid thou shalt see with thy own eyes, not with the eyes of others, and shall know with your own knowledge, and not the knowledge of your neighbor.
Nice.
So the emphasis of relying on yourself,
on your own
and
personal
not
experience,
copying other people.
Don't follow the crowd.
Well, that learned person said so and so, so it must be right. That doesn't work in the Baha'i Faith. You work it out for yourself.
Amazing. I like that.
Use your own understanding.
I think that's I think that's why the Muslims hate it so much. It's like you're actually telling people to think for themselves.
I have many lovely Muslim friends. So
well, I'm talking about the scholars. I'm talking about the ones at the top, the lawmakers and the scholars. Really, I've got loads of Muslim friends who are chill.
There's something had developed in certain branches that says you have to imitate. You live your faith by imitating somebody else who has understanding or learning. Well, that doesn't work in the Baha'i Faith because it's not allowed. First off, you don't imitate. The other thing about the Baha'i Faith is we do not have priests. There's no priesthood. No priesthood. Everything is done by election,
Hmm.
and this election is secret and confidential, completely confidential. And both men and women take part, and both men and women can be elected.
What do they
So,
vote? What do they vote for? Because you don't have a
well,
priest. Is it
once a
like a
year,
leader of a
no,
community?
not a leader. Once a year, in any locality, say a small town,
Hmm.
there is a number of Baha'is.
Hmm.
You vote for 9 people, and the people who got the most 9 votes
Hmm.
become local spiritual assembly. So things have to be run in the community. If you have to have meetings for prayers, you have to have children's classes, somebody dies, you have to bury them,
Hmm.
somebody is born, if they need help, a mother is
Wedding ceremonies.
sorry.
Wedding ceremonies. Do you have like a wedding rites? Yep.
Yes, you
Yep.
have. Somebody wants to get married, you have to have the officials for that and the papers for that.
Hmm.
um
So that's what
so
these 9 people would take care of.
yes, so
Yeah.
these 9 people consider the affairs of the community. Every year, within each country in the world,
Hmm.
9 people are elected, could be men and women again, by delegates from all the regions of each country, to elect another 9 people, different 9 people who reside and run the affairs of that country, if you like, the Baha'i affairs, not the Baha'i affairs of that country.
So you said this
Once
every year?
every year, yeah.
Oh wow.
If something happens which is called the National Convention,
Hmm.
a Baha'i National Convention is going to happen in April, and I'm going, and I would be an observer. I would sit and just listen to the discussion which goes on, and then the election takes place later on. But again, no names, no advertising, no canvassing,
Hmm.
nothing goes on.
Hmm.
It's just done completely in secret.
Hmm. And it's more based, I'm guessing, on the local community knowing the person and knowing what they're like,
Yes,
rather
you
than
have to
how much they
know.
sold themselves.
Well, how do they serve the community? How they how humble they are?
Hmm.
What are they doing? Are they have an you know? But everybody decides for themselves. Every delegate,
Hmm.
that piece of paper in front of them, nobody else knows what they're writing on it. They're doing it only. That's it. Every 5 years, the National Assembly, the members of the National Assemblies of the world, go to Haifa in Israel and elect the House of Justice. So the supreme body of the Bahai Faith is a 9-member body which runs the affairs of the Bahai community in the whole world.
Okay, and they run from Israel.
This is a historic, this happened because
Hmm.
I told you the Baha'u'llah was exiled to Israel.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
What we call Israel now,
Hmm.
at that time was called Ottoman Empire. Sham, it was called.
Hmm.
It was part of Syria, Lebanon, Syria, and what we call Israel now, Palestine. It was one big region in the Ottoman Empire called Sham.
Hmm.
And Baha'u'llah was exiled to this place, Akka. When he was there for 22 years, I think, before he died.
Hmm.
He said to his son, Abdul Baha, you bring the remains of the Bab. Remember the
The first guy who
man?
came before Bahai.
Yes.
Yeah,
He
Baha'u'llah.
was killed.
Hmm.
The body was preserved
Hmm.
and hidden. And then, so he said to his son, you build a mausoleum for the Bab here, or a shrine for him on Mount Carmel in Haifa.
Hmm.
So his son did that, and he brought the remains of the Bab and buried it in this building.
Okay. And that's
so
where
it's
they've started to base everything as well, from that place where Baha'u'llah was.
well, it's so the shrine of the Bab is there, and then there is an ark where the other administrative buildings of the Baha'i Faith are in this ark. So it's a half a circle, and the seat of the Universal House of Justice building is there. Archives, all the things related to the history of the Baha'i Faith are kept in archives there. There is a center for study of the text where all the writings of Baha'u'llah are there and preserved in the originals and then translated, as I told you. And then there is a teaching center, international teaching center, another building for the affairs of the Baha'i community in the whole world. So these buildings are there. And if you, I don't know how you can look it up, and can you share things?
Yeah, sure.
So you can look up the Shrine of the Bab online, and you could share it, and you will see what it looks like.
The Shrine of the Bab.
Bab is B-A-B.
Yeah. Oh, that looks cool.
You can see the images, and you could share an image, and we could talk about it.
Alrighty, and let me just share the screen. I'm just cognizant of the time. Are you still okay with the time?
I'm all right at the moment.
Cool. Just let me know.
About 1/2 past, and
let me know when you're good to go. I don't want to keep you longer than you need to do.
No.
Alrighty.
That's it. So this is the Shrine of the Bab. But if you get this is a better picture. This is the 19 terraces. So there's 9 terraces below. The Shrine of the Bab is on a terrace, and then another 9 above to go to the top of the mountain. So the Shrine of the Bab is in the Mount Carmel, which is a small, important mountain in Haifa. Haifa is all up and down. It's all on the mountain, really. So we say it's in the middle of the mountain, or in the heart of the mountain. And if you have another image which show a wider, you will not in this image, another image perhaps. That's actual shrine of the. You perhaps look up the seat of the House of Justice.
Seat of the House of Justice.
You see another picture.
Ooh. Looks like the White House.
Yes, it's a Greek kind of columns.
Yeah. Let's see if this one is going to be good enough.
That's it.
Let's see if there's another picture.
So, yes, that's another picture of it. So this, you see the path is like it's half a circle, and you in other images you see a better picture. This is and actually it doesn't look as if but it's many I think it's 3 floors inside, but it looks as if it's only 1 floor, but it's not. And it's many offices and different things. But anyway, I stop here, and I don't know if you got anybody. Can anybody else ask a question?
Yeah. If they wanted to, yeah. I was looking at the chat earlier. I don't see any particular questions.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, if you've got any questions for Nagar, drop them in the chat now. But I was looking at the chat. They were just talking. Someone asked, "How's your?" Oh no, they were asking thingy that. No real questions at the moment, but we'll see if anything happens in a few seconds.
That doesn't matter. That's fine.
So I've got a couple more questions.
Yeah.
How do the Jewish people feel about the Baha'is?
Okay. The Jewish people. The Baha'is have had to cope or be part of many different governments as the things changed in Israel. So remember, there was a British mandate or something there at one time. So they cope, they were part of, they had an accommodation with that. And then the Israeli government, they have an accommodation with them. So the Baha'is are allowed to have their holy places, and they have a staff, volunteer staff, who come from across the world to run the gardens and run the offices and do the translation and everything else.
Oh, awesome.
And they are allowed to be there. So there's about 800 people who live there. and work there, but they're not. A lot of them come for 2-3 years and then go, and somebody else comes. So it's a turning, and the Israeli government is okay about it. You know, everything is fine.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. With all the
Yeah.
stuff that Bahala went through, getting exiled,
Yes,
exiled, it's nice that you
yes,
guys finally got a
yes.
place to just have your own.
And where Baha'u'llah was incarcerated in Akka, the prison, because it was originally built by the, if I'm not wrong, it goes back to the time of the Crusades, the actual place that Baha'u'llah was incarcerated in Akka when he first came. So this is a historic place, but they allowed the Baha'is, the room where Baha'u'llah was incarcerated, and Baha'is have the key to it. And it's a place of pilgrimage for Baha'is. So we go there. But the rest of the site, which is extensive, it's an archaeological site and it's open to the public. You know, other people can go and
as a historical place, yeah.
Yes, and some parts of it actually was used by the British to imprison Israelis or Jews when they first were fighting the British, you know, guerrilla warfare. They were imprisoned in there. So the other parts of the buildings are, you know, commemorating other people who suffered, Jews who suffered in Israel to create the state of Israel, if you like.
Oh, okay. So in regards to Bahala and what he teaches, what does he say? I know you said it's about having peace on earth, but does he say anything about heaven or hell or anything like that? Is there a concept of heaven and hell in the Bahai Faith?
Okay. We don't have hell as such, but there is a life after death. And the life after death depends. Look, the way Baha'is or Baha'u'llah or Abdul Baha, his son, explains it is like this: that when you are in the womb, you're developing legs and arms and eyes and ears, you know, faculties which you do not need in the womb. You know, there's nowhere to walk, there's nothing to see, nothing to hear. You're just there developing. But you're developing these faculties because when you're born, you're suddenly in an environment where you need these things. You need a leg, you need arms, you need eyes to function in this world. And in the same way, in this world that we live in, we have to develop virtues of understanding, of kindness, of compassion, of trustworthiness, or honesty, of truthfulness. And these faculties are what we need in the next world. This is what we function with in the next world.
I like the analogy of the baby, and I like the idea. Sorry, please continue.
That's okay. Okay. So the more you develop these qualities in here, in this world, the better you're nearer to God, or nearer to you will be in the other world. You will function better in the other world.
The more developed you will be, yeah, for sure.
Yes. So the hell is not, it's that further away you are from God. That's, if you like, what people call hell. But there's many stages, and the reason why we pray for people who have died is to allow them to develop even there. So they, even if they haven't developed in this world as fully as necessary, but because of our prayers for them, they develop in the other world. And they pray for us. They're not ignorant of our existence. They are aware of us and pray for us and look after us. And Baha'u'llah has a lovely tablet in the Gleanings where he says all the sciences and arts, it is because when the souls, pure souls, are departed from this world, they act as a leaven for the, I am paraphrasing it, so I'm not.
No, it's okay. I'm just trying to figure out 11. What do you mean by 11?
11 means like.
Oh, leaven.
Yeast.
Yeah. Sorry.
Leaven.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you said 11.
Yeast,
Yeah.
which makes the bread rise.
Yeah.
So they inspire with the ideas to the artists and the scientists and the reformers of this world. So the ideas come from somewhere else. The inspiration comes from the souls who have departed from this world to
Mhm.
us, and so we make this world a better world for us. And the other thing which Baha'u'llah very importantly said, he said that he didn't only bring the idea of unity, which he did,
Mhm.
but he allowed the material means for it to be created in this world. And so look at us, me and you talking here.
Mhm.
And it is something which I could not ever imagine possible.
Not from the
I mean,
distance. Yeah.
it wouldn't have occurred to me to do this. I mean, I never occurred to me that Zoom, you can sit with somebody from New Zealand and have a meeting
Yeah.
together, you know?
Yeah.
Never occurred to me. And the things which we do with a mobile phone, it's incredible.
Mhm.
Really, it is
Mhm.
amazing. And has brought people together. We don't even have to travel to just be able to sit together and talk. We can do that anyway. The means are there for communication, and human beings want to communicate, would like to communicate with each other. Really, I feel.
I think so too, but I think it's one of those double-edged swords. The technology is fantastic. I love technology, and like you said, it's allowed us to have this conversation and allows other people to have conversations on different parts of the world. But then also, it's also got its downsides where we see
Yes.
kids nowadays. Now they're just constantly scrolling, just the likes, or they're making stupid content just for the likes. They're trying to just get attention
Yes.
rather than work on their spiritual journey.
That's true. That's true.
But
There's a human being is what human beings are.
mhm.
Whatever is useful. I mean, you give a knife, you can do two things with it. You can cut and cook,
Or you
or
could
you
kill.
can hurt somebody with.
Yeah.
So everything we can use it in the wrong way. We
Mhm.
have the ability to choose and do wrong things.
No, for sure. So Bahai's got no issues about technology as long as it's being used to elevate yourself rather than to keep
Yes,
yourself
yes.
low.
I think the main thing is that we should develop our qualities,
Hmm.
virtues of, cooperation, compassion, and honesty, trustworthiness. And there is many writings of Baha'u'llah about these things.
Oh, awesome. I'm gonna have to look into this. This is actually really interesting. I thought Bahai was just another random offshoot of Islam. I didn't realize it was its own separate thing that had so much rich history to it. I thought it was just going to be like, oh, we kind of follow Islam, but we've made it our own. So this
Yeah,
has been a really
yeah.
interesting conversation with me. Thank you
No,
so much.
thank you.
And thank you, Ravioli,
Okay.
for mentioning this.
Yes, Ravioli is a very good advocate.
Yeah,
Very
he is.
good.
He is, and he seems very open-minded to different
Yeah,
conversations and different
yeah,
points of view, which I think is very important. It's
absolutely.
to have that
Yeah,
compassion and that truth with other people. You have to be open to communicate with them and listen to their perspective, because
yes.
you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what they've been through. Their life is completely different to your own. It's like, yeah, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on, Nagar. I really appreciate you.
All right then.
Do you want to have
Okay.
Do you want to have a couple of minutes and just say your last few bits if you want to say anything in
No,
particular?
that's it. I think I will go now, but another night if anybody asks questions or
Sounds good.
wants to know anything more, I mean, I don't know if I could share stuff on the screen.
You
Can
can do, yes, yeah. That's why I was asking
I?
if you had a PowerPoint presentation or something. So
Yeah.
we
Well,
could do that another day, and I'll probably have a list of questions written down actually by that point.
okay. That's good. So tomorrow is Friday. No, tomorrow I've got a book club here, so I can't do anything
What book are you
tomorrow.
reading?
Well, actually, is a South American writer, Elizabeth Allende or
Okay.
something,
Okay.
and she's written about The Wind Knows My Name. It's a book. It's about the all the people coming to America and how the children are separated, and
Okay.
on all the refugees, and then it connects the story to what happened in Nazi Germany and what happened to the Jews and how they suffered. So
Very deep.
it's from different parts of history and put together, and it's an interesting story. It's very kind of human story,
Yeah,
really.
no, for sure. Yeah, and I like the name of the title as well. The Wind Knows My Name.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So that's what we're discussing with a group of people tomorrow night.
Amazing. So yeah, no stress, no rush. I've dropped my email in. I'll drop my email again in the video chat.
So,
And you,
Can you hear
because
me,
I
Daman?
can't see it at the moment because I'm in StreamYard.
no
I
problem.
can't see it. So does
I'll drop
does
it in StreamYard
Ravioli
as well.
know your
Yes, Ravioli will know.
your email?
Daman,
Yes, he will.
Daman, can I just say, yeah, no, Nagar's, yeah, we all love Nagar very much.
No.
I'm trying to
I
believe
can
it.
see that everyone loves Nagar, but I can see why. I can see why too.
Thank you very
And
much.
Daman, can you call out Charlotte? Her name, she's listening.
Hi,
Big up,
Charlotte.
big
There
up,
you go, yeah,
Charlotte.
Nagar.
Bop,
Yeah.
bop, 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 bop.
Hey,
She
nice,
spoke very
nice
highly
one.
of you, Nagar and Daman. She likes the man's vibe.
Oh.
Very calm, very cool.
Thank you.
Likes your style. That's what she said in the chat. So yeah.
Charlotte, I've
Oh,
not seen her in the chat.
Yeah, no, she's, but she's listening.
Okay, she let you know.
She said,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Thank you, Charlotte.
good.
Appreciate it.
Okay,
All right.
and yeah.
I say bye-bye now to everybody.
Nagar, one thing before you go, and Matt,
Yes.
do you mind if, because I think Almeda, Chris,
Mhm.
because Nagar, the man here knows Christopher, he knows him a bit. Would you guys would you talk with him on his platform here? Would you like together?
I'm happy to talk with him. I don't know about you, Darman.
It depends on what we're talking about. I'm not very scholarly. I don't know a lot of
I
scholarly
think
texts.
it's about the Persian language.
Oh, it'd be
That's what
about
they were talking about.
Persian language. I don't know anything about the Persian language, but I'm happy to have them here, and I can listen in, and I can learn something new. And if I've got any questions, if they're
Okay.
happy to answer, I'll be. I don't mind being part of it, but I don't know if I've got much to contribute myself. I'm afraid.
But would you mind if he came in the man?
No issues with
Oh,
that
okay.
whatsoever.
All right,
No issues
cool.
with that
Okay.
whatsoever.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just wanted to pop in to say hello to everyone, and and again, we all
Lovely.
love Nagar. We
Okay.
all love Nagar very much.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye-bye, everybody, and I'm leaving now.
Bye, Nagar. Bye, Ravioli.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Take care. Alrighty, and we're back again. Okay, that was a really interesting conversation. I knew nothing about Bahai Faith, and now I know quite a bit. I think there's more I'd like to know. There's definitely more I'd like to know. I was just trying to go with the flow of the conversation and ask questions kind of pertaining to what she was already talking about, or sometimes it would just be random things that she's already said in the past that I wanted to pick up on. But it was really, really interesting. Really interesting. I did not know that Bahala was a guy who's so up there. That sounds cool. Sounds really cool. I'm gonna have to research this in my own time. Unfortunately, I cannot go right back to the top of the chat, but I did see you guys were busy in the chat. I appreciate all the comments. Oh wait, I can get to the top. All right, let's see. Let's skim through these chats just so that D-Says all come in. Welcome. Hit thumbs up. Yes, hit thumbs up while you wait, guys. Hit thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here. More than welcome to join us. I read that one. Okay, I see we were talking about the Noses channel again. Alright, cool. I'm going to leave this conversation as it is. I'm going to end the stream now. So we're going to have a nice early night, guys. You get to have some rest. You get to go do some meditation. You go get to enjoy life a little bit, you know. I appreciate you all being here for this conversation. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I've lost what I was going to say. Oh, where is it? Hello? See, it's empty. My 2 brain cells, overworked. I'm trying to learn all this new stuff about Baha'ism and then also trying to keep an eye on the chat. Cool. I'm going to leave it here now. I appreciate you all being here. Lovers, haters, ninjas, watchers. Appreciate you all. Drop a like if you enjoy the conversation. Share it with someone if you think they'll find the conversation interesting in regards to Baha'ism. The faith of Baha'i. And yeah, hopefully we'll get Nagar back and we'll do another conversation on this in the next few days. And she might even have a presentation ready or some things that she wants to share with us. So that would be really cool. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all. Love you all. I hope you guys have an amazing evening. Tomorrow's Friday. Friday, baby. So one more day, and then we're hitting the weekend, if you get the weekends off. If you don't get the weekends off, it's just another day to you. It's just another day. But it is what it is. I appreciate you all. Love you all. I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. I said I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special. Bye, guys.
Oh Lord, I gaze at the stars above. Each one a sparkle of your endless love. The comets that dance across the skies are whispers of wonder that never die. The mountains rise, strong and steep, secrets of your glory in the silence they keep. The oceans deep with their rolling waves sing hymns of praise through endless days. You painted the heavens, the earth and the seas. Every blade of grass, every whispering breeze. From the mighty oak to the tiniest ant, all declare your name. A love so great. Oh Lord, your beauty surrounds my soul. In your creation I am whole. The flowers bloom in color so bright, each petal a masterpiece of morning light. The minerals gleam in the earth so deep, a treasure of wonders that you always keep. Even the ants with their endless toil show your design in the humble soil. The planets spin in the cosmic race, guided by your hand, a celestial embrace. You painted the heavens, the earth and the seas. Every blade of grass, every whispering breeze. From the mighty oak to the tiniest ant, all declare your name. A love so great. Oh Lord, your beauty surrounds my soul. In your creation I am whole. Through the warmth of the sun, in the soft moon's glow, through the rustling leaves, your presence flows. Every grain of sand, every bird that sings, speaks of the grace that your glory brings. Oh Lord, the wonders are far and wide, from the rivers that run to the stars that collide. Yet amidst it all, you still see me, a spark of your love, eternally free. Yeah, I'll lift my voice to the sky so high, praising the Creator who will never die. For in all of this beauty, one truth is clear: your love's a force that holds it near. You painted the heavens, the earth and the seas. Earth and the seas. Every place